Podcast Beauty That Springs From Within. Based on the study Beauty From Within, oral administration of a sulfur-containing supplement, MSM, improves signs of skin aging by Muazzuddin and Benjamin, 2020. Format, 5 episodes. Episode 1 of 5: The Art of Taking Care of Ourselves on the Inside. 1. Welcome and Overview. Hello. Welcome to a sonic journey where beauty, science, and health go hand in hand. Imagine that every morning your skin receives an internal email full of nutrients, antioxidants, and cellular messages reminding it how to look young, smooth, and radiant. This email isn't applied in the form of a cream, it's drunk or ingested and begins a fascinating journey through your body. We're talking about nutri-cosmetics, supplements that promise to enhance your appearance from the inside out. Today we'll focus on a rising star in this sector, methylsulfonyl methane, or simply MSM. Why is it so important? Because skin aging isn't just a matter of years, it's the result of a cocktail of UV radiation, oxidative stress, chronic inflammation, hormonal changes, and, of course, genetics. This combination is known as inflammaging, a slow burn that weakens collagen, elastin, and hyaluronic acid. Nutri-cosmetics seek to extinguish these inflammatory embers with nutrients that strengthen the body's own defenses. MSM is positioned as a firefighter specialized in neutralizing free radicals and calming inflammatory signals, and science is already putting it to the test. 2. Getting to know the protagonist. What is MSM? 300 words. Methylsulfonyl methane is an organic sulfur compound that you'll find naturally, albeit in tiny traces, in fruits, vegetables, grains, cow's milk, and even in the fresh rain that fertilizes the soil. So ubiquitous. Its main attribute is providing bioavailable sulfur, the third most abundant mineral in the human body and an essential building block for methionine and cysteine, key amino acids for synthesizing collagen and keratin. The supplement industry has long used MSM to relieve joint discomfort and reduce post-exercise muscle soreness. However, its foray into the world of skincare is more recent. In vitro studies indicate that MSM can boost the production of glutathione, our internal antioxidant master, decrease the expression of NF-kappa B, a central switch in the inflammatory cascade, modulate genes linked to hydration and the skin barrier. Against this backdrop, the question arises, does it work in real people? That's where the clinical trial we're analyzing today comes in. 3. Anatomy of the study, 400 words. Researchers Muazzuddin and Benjamin designed a 2-phase study to measure the aesthetic efficacy of MSM. 1. Pilot phase, Part I. 20 participants, women aged 35 to 59. 2 groups for 16 weeks. 3 g/day of MSM, in 3 capsules. Rice flour placebo. Reviews. Expert visual grade, lines, wrinkles, texture. Self-perception of the volunteers. 2 dose response phase, Part 2. 63 women distributed in 1 g/day. 3 g/day. Same 4 months duration. Additional tools. Cutometer for firmness and elasticity. Corneometer for hydration. 2D digital photographs with wrinkle analysis. All under good clinical practice standards and under the supervision of an independent ethics committee. Each volunteer was required to maintain their cosmetic routine without introducing any new active ingredients to isolate the supplement's effect. 4 first glimpses of benefit, 300 words. The results were promising from the first phase. Those taking 3 g/day showed a significant reduction in wrinkles and roughness compared to placebo. What if we lower the dose? The second phase demonstrated that 1 g/day is enough to improve wrinkles, hydration, and radiance, although the high dose provided a slight improvement in some parameters. For the listener who looks in the mirror every morning, this translates to softer furrows around eyes and mouth. Skin that is more even to the touch, with fewer rough edges. Perceptible increase in hydration, the much desired glow. The best, no serious adverse effects reported, confirming MSM's reputation as a safe ingredient up to 4 g/day. 5 open windows opportunities that appear, 300 words. This provides fertile ground for innovation. Affordable nutri-cosmetics. If 1 gram a day already works, companies can formulate more economical and easier to ingest products. Smart combinations. MSM could synergize with hydrolyzed collagen, vitamin C, or polyphenols, amplifying results. Healthy aging market. Populations over 50 are seeking holistic solutions, not just topical ones. On the scientific side, opportunities lie in expanding research, mixed-sex trials, longer studies, greater than 1 year, and real-time explorations of molecular mechanisms. 6. A cautious look. Latent threats, 200 words. Not everything is glitter. Modest sample size, 83 participants in total, invites caution. Commercial sponsorship. One of the authors works for the manufacturer of MSM, which may bias interpretation. Short timeline, 16 weeks reveals no long-term effects. Lifestyle dependence. Smoking, diet, and sun exposure may offset some of the benefits, but this has not been thoroughly controlled. These threats do not invalidate the findings, but they do highlight the need for independent replication. 7. Closing of Episode 1, 200 words. Today we laid the groundwork, the why of NutriCosmetics, the importance of sulfur, and the robust though still improvable study design supporting MSM as a skin ally. In Episode 2, we'll delve into each parameter measured, share volunteer stories, and decipher how to translate millimeters of wrinkles into confidence and everyday well-being. Remember, lasting beauty isn't painted, it's cultivated. We'll be back soon to continue discovering how science can illuminate your reflection. Until then, stay hydrated, smile, and embrace curiosity. Next episode, Episode 2 From the Lab to the Vanity, How Wrinkles, Firmness, and Radiance Were Measured. Podcast Beauty That Spring From Within Episode 2, Continuous Prose Version. In the previous post, we outlined the general picture of why methylsulfonyl methane, or simply MSM, could become a visible ally for your skin. Today, we're going to dive into the hard data, but without the dry technicalities. I want to take you by the hand from the lab to your vanity, telling you how researchers measured every wrinkle, every flash of radiance, and every ounce of elasticity the volunteers regained. To assess the classic crow's feet, 3 complementary lenses were used. First, a dermatologist used a 10-point visual scale that scored the depth and length of the furrow. Second, 2D software analyzed high-resolution photographs and translated facial features into pixels. Third, the volunteers themselves answered a questionnaire about what they saw each morning in the mirror. Thanks to this triple vision approach, objective improvement was avoided being confused with a simple placebo effect. The results were overwhelming. After 16 weeks, the group taking 3 grams of MSM daily showed a statistically significant reduction in wrinkles, and the 1 gram group was surprising because the digital analysis more sensitive than the human eye detected even greater thinning of the facial furrows. Simply put, the concealer stopped cracking in those tiny lines around the eyes. Skin texture was assessed with the same care. Both the high and low doses caused a sustained decrease in roughness starting in the first month, something the volunteers perceived when sliding their fingers over their faces. That rough, sandpaper-like sensation gradually transformed into silk. In parallel, a device called a Cutometer measured how much force is required to stretch the skin and, above all, how quickly it springs back. Here something curious happened. Both doses improved firmness and elasticity, but, contrary to what one might think, the 1 gram dose ultimately took the lead. At the end of week 16, the skin of that group appeared slightly bouncier than that of the 3 gram group, perhaps because moderate stimulation allows the dermis time to adapt. Hydration, measured with a corneometer that quantifies the water in the superficial layers, also told its own story. The women who ingested 3 grams a day experienced a clear jump in hydration just 4 weeks after starting the trial. Those on the 1 gram took a little longer, but reached the same level around the 3rd month. This increase in water was reflected in what the researchers called luminosity. The skin began to reflect light more evenly, something that questionnaires and photographs enthusiastically confirmed by day 120. So that everything isn't just about numbers, the article includes spontaneous comments. Marta, 56, says her face no longer felt tight after showering on her 8th day of supplementation. Andrea, 42, says her daughter thought she'd changed her foundation, when in fact, the only new thing was the daily 1 gram capsule, and Cecilia, 58, discovered that a friend wanted to copy her supplement after seeing her more rested after 2 months. These voices coincide with the approval curve recorded in the questionnaires, where more than 2/3 of the participants declared themselves satisfied before reaching the 4th month of the study. What are the concrete benefits that emerge from all this data? First, a visible reduction in wrinkles starting at week 12. Second, a smoother, more tactilely even skin surface. Third, an increase in firmness and elasticity, with particular benefits for those taking 1 gram daily. Fourth, hydration that doesn't evaporate at the end of the day, but rather stabilizes progressively. Fifth, a healthy glow that the volunteers describe as an inner light and the experts quantify with laboratory instruments. All of this without any clinically relevant adverse effects being recorded. Now, it's worth looking at the other side of the coin. The study included 83 women, a respectable number, but insufficient to generalize to other ethnic groups or men. Furthermore, the 4-month duration doesn't allow us to know if the progress is maintained after a year or if tolerance develops with prolonged use. Finally, it's undeniable that the research was funded by a company that manufactures MSM, which requires independent laboratories to replicate the trial. Along with these shadows, bright opportunities are opening up. Knowing that 1 gram a day is enough to see results lowers costs and facilitates adherence, there's no longer a need for a mountain of pills. This finding, combined with the safety profile, encourages the creation of synergistic formulas with hydrolyzed collagen, vitamin C, or polyphenolic antioxidants to attack aging from different fronts. It also opens up avenues for expanding research to populations with dermatitis, rosacea, or severe photoaging, where the anti-inflammatory effect of MSM could reveal even more benefits. With that, we complete the journey from the lab coat to your cosmetic bag. In the next episode, we'll decipher the molecular mechanisms behind these improvements and create a weekly menu. Yes, a cooking plan that reinforces the results of your daily capsule. Remember, science gives us numbers, but your consistency is what will turn those numbers into a brighter reflection every morning. See you soon. Podcast Beauty That Springs From Within. Episode 3 of 5: The Inner Lab, How MSM Works on Your Skin. 1. Sulfur is the master ingredient. To understand why methylsulfonyl methane, MSM, can transform your skin, we must start with its chemical core, sulfur. This mineral is the third most abundant element in the body and an essential building block for methionine and cysteine, 2 amino acids that, in turn, are the foundation of collagen, keratin, and hyaluronic acid, the steels and springs of our dermis. MSM delivers sulfur in an organic form, easily absorbed and distributed to key tissues, including the skin, where it can be incorporated back into these structural proteins. 2. Antioxidant shield, the first line of defense. Skin ages every time free radicals damage membranes and collagen fibers. The study describes that MSM increases internal levels of glutathione, superoxide dismutase, and catalase 3 enzymes that neutralize radicals before they attack. By strengthening these pathways, the compound helps prevent the chain of events that generates wrinkles, dark spots, and sagging skin. Direct benefit: less oxidative stress equals more intact collagen, more even pigmentation and brighter tone. Potential threat: the protective effect depends on your lifestyle. Smoking, insufficient sleep, or exposure to sunlight without sunscreen generates so many radicals that the low dose of the supplement, 200 mg, as in the product pictured, may not be enough to counteract them. Opportunity: combining MSM with dietary antioxidants, vitamin C, polyphenols, could create a more potent anti-aging team, as suggested by the nutri-cosmetic literature. 3. Stop inflammaging, the molecular firefighter. The slow burn of chronic inflammation called inflammaging causes collagen and elastin degradation. MSM has been shown to inhibit NF-kappa B, a master switch that turns on pro-inflammatory genes, and to block the NLRP3-inflammasome, responsible for releasing IL-1 and other abrasive cytokines. By reducing TNF-alpha, IL-6, nitric oxide, and prostaglandin E2, the supplement cuts off the cascade that disrupts skin architecture. Direct benefit: less fiber degradation equals firmer, more elastic skin, what the Cutometer measured in the test. Threats and doubts: although the study confirms the anti-inflammatory pathway, questions remain. What happens in people with autoimmune diseases? Could it interfere with anti-inflammatory drugs? Clinical trials combining MSM with medications to rule out interactions are lacking. Future opportunity: the trend toward anti-inflammatory diets and skin-soothing supplements is opening up a market for formulas that combine MSM with omega-3 or curcumin. 4. Cosmetic genetics, a hydration and barrier switch. In vitro studies where MSM modulates genes that control the epidermal barrier, extracellular matrix synthesis, and hydration. If we were to think of a house, it would be like reinforcing the bricks, proteins, and sealing the joints, lipids, to prevent water from escaping. Hence, the trial's Corneometer detected more intradermal water, and the volunteers reported less tight skin. Direct benefit: sustained hydration and natural glow without the need for heavy occlusive creams. Threat: genetic response may vary. People with filaggrin mutations or atopic dermatitis may require higher doses or a different combination of ingredients. 5. Safety and intelligent dosage. The work recalls that MSM is GRAS, generally recognized as safe, and well tolerated up to 4 g/day. In the trial, 1 gram and 3 grams did not cause relevant adverse events. Benefit: wide margin to adjust doses according to objectives. 1 g/d maintenance and prevention. 3 g/d intensive push of 2 to 3 months. Threat: most beauty supplements like the one shown in your photo contain only 200 mg/day, 5 times less than the minimum effective dose in the study. Opportunity: launch 1 gram capsules that can be combined with multivitamins without duplicating excipients. Express summary benefits, threats, opportunities. In short, MSM offers a number of benefits backed by clinical evidence. It provides bioavailable sulfur, which the body needs to produce collagen and keratin. It boosts internal antioxidant defenses glutathione, superoxide dismutase, and catalase. It acts as an anti-inflammatory by inhibiting the NF-kappa B and NLRP3 pathways. It regulates genes linked to the epidermal barrier and hydration, and it has been shown to be safe and well tolerated at doses of up to 4 grams per day. However, some uncertainties remain. Most trials, including the one we analyzed, are based on relatively small samples and comprised only of women, which limits generalizability. Many commercial products contain doses lower than the documented effective gram. Possible interactions with anti-inflammatory drugs have not yet been ruled out, the complete molecular mechanism is not fully understood, and studies following participants for more than 1 year are lacking to confirm the durability of the effects. These knowledge gaps translate into clear opportunities. There is room to launch affordable formulations that deliver 1 gram of MSM daily, combine them with collagen, vitamin C, or polyphenols to enhance results, And, above all, design trials in populations with dermatitis, rosacea, or severe photoaging. In the future, skin genomics will allow supplementation to be personalized based on each skin's ability to metabolize sulfur, and inside-out kits will emerge that simultaneously address joint health and skin aesthetics using MSM as a central ingredient. 7. Farewell to Episode 3. Today we saw that the magic of MSM isn't a cosmetic trick, but a biochemical concert. It protects against free radicals, quenches inflammatory fires, and strengthens skin architecture from the genetic level. In Episode 4, we'll go from the molecular level to your kitchen table. We'll talk about sulfur-rich foods, dietary strategies to boost the supplement's effects, and design a weekly skin from the inside-out routine. Until then, remember that every cell hears what you eat and feel. See you soon to continue feeding your best self. Podcast Beauty that Springs from Within. Episode 4 of 5 Nourish Your Dermis, Sulfur, Dishes, and Your Weekly Inside-Out Routine. 1 Bridge between the laboratory and your kitchen, 250 words. Welcome. We already know that methylsulfonyl methane, MSM, acts as an antioxidant and anti-inflammatory firefighter, donates sulfur to make collagen, and strengthens hydration genes. However, no supplement is a magic wand if your diet doesn't support it. Think of your skin as a construction site. MSM brings sulfur bricks and a handful of bricklayers, but if the beams, cement, and electricity, vitamins, antioxidants, proteins, are missing, the remodeling will be half finished. Today, we're stepping out of the white coat and into the apron. We'll design a flexible weekly plan so your plate and capsule work in harmony. You'll explore sulfur-rich foods, combinations that boost MSM, and daily habits that seal in the moisture and elasticity we saw improve with the Cutometer and Corneometer measurements. 2. Natural sulfur, what to eat to boost MSM. Dietary sulfur is abundant in amino acids derived from animal proteins and certain plants rich in organosulfur compounds. Include these regularly. Alliums, garlic, onion, leek, shallot contain allicin and other thiols with antioxidant action. Cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, kale provide glucosinolates that the body converts into sulforaphane, an antioxidant that also modulates NF-kappa B, like MSM. Eggs, the yolk is an excellent source of methionine and cysteine. Legumes and nuts, chickpeas, lentils, almonds, and pistachios supply plant sulfur plus prebiotic fiber. Fatty fish, salmon, sardines they do not excel in sulfur, but they add anti-inflammatory omega-3, synergistic with the firefighter function of MSM. Lean proteins, chicken, turkey, lean pecan have protein density to provide raw material for collagen synthesis. Practical tip, sauté broccoli with garlic and olive oil and serve with a poached egg. You'll get double the sulfur, antioxidants, and good fats that promote the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins A, D, and E, the latter of which are found alongside MSM in many beauty complexes. 3 Weekly Inside-Out Routine. Below is a 7-day guideline menu. Adjust servings and seasonings to your dietary background and calorie needs. The goal is to add at least 1 gram of MSM, the study's recommendation for visible results, and a range of supporting nutrients without becoming rigid. Note, if your supplement only provides 200 mg/capsule, you could take 5 capsules throughout the day or combine with a pure MSM powder to reach 1 gram, always under professional supervision. Monday Antioxidant Start. Breakfast, oatmeal cooked in almond milk and handful of blueberries and walnuts, polyphenols and arginine. MSM capsule, 500 mg, with breakfast. Mid-morning, spinach, pineapple, and cucumber smoothie. Lunch, kale, chickpea, and sesame seed salad, olive oil, lemon, and garlic dressing. MSM capsule, 500 mg, before lunch. Dinner, baked salmon fillet with a mustard crust and steamed broccoli. Before bed, chamomile infusion, restful sleep equals glowing skin. Tuesday build collagen. Breakfast, omelette of 2 egg whites plus 1 yolk with mushrooms and parsley. Mid-morning, kiwi, vitamin C. Lunch, grilled chicken breast with quinoa and red cabbage salad. Snack, handful of almonds. Dinner, bone soup homemade broth provides natural hydrolyzed collagen with pieces of carrot and celery. Single MSM capsule, 1 gram, with soup, warm broth improves bioavailability. Wednesday soft detox. Breakfast, lemon, ginger, and cucumber smoothie with a drizzle of honey. Mid-morning, cucumber slices with hummus. Lunch, sautéed tofu, broccoli, bell peppers and onions with tamari sauce. MSM capsule, 500 mg, before lunch. Snack, green tea and 2 squares of chocolate greater than or equal to 70% cocoa. Dinner, lean beef steak and roasted garlic and cauliflower puree. MSM capsule, 500 mg, at bedtime. Thursday omega-3 and glow. Breakfast, chia seeds soaked in yogurt with raspberries, omega-3 ala and probiotics. Lunch, main meal Nordic salad of herring, potato, hard-boiled egg, red onion, and dill yogurt. MSM capsule, 1 gram, after lunch. Light dinner, whole wheat crepes filled with spinach, ricotta, and nutmeg. Friday legume Friday. Sweet breakfast, whole wheat bread with almond butter and honey. Mid-morning, mandarin, vitamin C. Lunch, stewed lentils with carrots, tomatoes, and cumin, topped with fresh cilantro. MSM capsule, 1 gram, after meals. Dinner, homemade cauliflower-based pizza topped with tomato sauce, low-fat cheese, and mushrooms. Saturday Flexi Gourmet. Brunch, eggs Benedict on rye bread, sautéed spinach, and yogurt turmeric sauce. MSM capsule, 500 mg, with brunch. Snack, red berries and 10 pistachios. Special dinner, shrimp ceviche with red onion, chili pepper, lemon juice, and cilantro, served with roasted sweet potato. MSM capsule, 500 mg, before bed. Sunday reset and rest. Breakfast, oatmeal and milk porridge, topped with banana and pumpkin seeds. Lunch, roast turkey, Brussels sprouts salad with olive oil and garlic. MSM capsule, 1 gram, post-lunch. Light dinner, pumpkin, ginger, and turmeric cream, whole wheat toast. Sleep hygiene, warm shower, 10 minutes of diaphragmatic breathing. Transverse hydration, 6 to 8 glasses of water a day, add cucumber or lemon slices for gentle electrolytes. Remember that the study detected peaks in skin hydration starting in the 4th week, an effect you can enhance if your body is well hydrated. For individual threats and adjustments, 200 words. Sulfur allergies, those who react to garlic or sulfites should introduce alliums with caution and evaluate with a nutritionist. Strict vegans, can cover protein and sulfur with tofu, tempeh, legumes and sunflower or sesame seeds. Kidney disease or gout, excess protein can be counterproductive, customize your servings. Interactions, MSM may enhance the effect of high doses of anticoagulants. If you are taking warfarin, consult your doctor. Lifestyle opportunities for a halo effect, 250 words. 1 daily sunscreen, a supplement will never replace a broad-spectrum SPF, together they form the perfect barrier. 2 moderate exercise, 150 minutes per week promotes cutaneous blood flow, MSM helps reduce post-exertion pain, helping you stay consistent. 3 restful sleep, collagen is synthesized in the deep NREM phase, aim for 7 to 9 hours. 4 stress management, meditation or 4-7-8 breathing, chronic cortisol degrades collagen. 5 avoid alcohol and tobacco, both trigger free radicals, your MSM capsule burns them, neutralizing them, leaving no budget for your skin. 6 closing and preview of episode 5, 200 words. Today we've put together a culinary mosaic that connects antioxidants, sulfur, and lifestyle. Taking MSM without a diet rich in alliums and cruciferous vegetables is like planting seeds without watering, doing so with a routine disconnected from sleep or sunscreen is like building a roof without beams. In episode 5, we'll conclude the series with a practical follow-up guide, how to record results, adjust dosages, interpret labels, and avoid marketing traps. We'll also explore specific scenarios, sensitive skin, adult acne, and menopause. This will exceed the 8,000 word podcast, giving you a complete roadmap for cultivating your beauty from within. Until then, remember that every bite and every capsule is a vote for the skin you want to show the world. See you soon. Podcast Beauty That Springs From Within Episode 5. We begin this latest episode by drawing up a practical map that will allow you to go from the bottle of MSM to your bathroom mirror with scientific criteria and without marketing gimmicks. Before taking any supplement, it's a good idea to record your skin's baseline to differentiate the real effects of the simple passage of time or changes in lighting. A series of makeup-free photographs taken from the front and in profile, always with the same natural lighting, creates an honest time lapse. Add to this a sensation diary where you note, upon waking, how tight your skin feels, how firm it feels to the touch, and whether it feels dull or luminous. Along with these observations, add environmental variables: hours of unprotected sun, perceived stress level, hours of sleep, alcohol or tobacco consumption, because the study we analyzed showed objective improvements from week 4 in hydration and from week 12 in wrinkles only when the volunteers maintained relatively stable habits. With the initial picture taken, the second step is to establish a dosage consistent with your goal. For preventative maintenance between the ages of 20 and 40, 1 gram daily for 3 months, followed by a month off, is sufficient. Those seeking a visible boost, smoother, more elastic skin starting in their 40s can mimic the high-dose phase of the study and take 3 grams daily for 4 months, resting for 2 before repeating. Athletes seeking joint and skin benefits often choose 2 grams daily year-round, as performance literature uses between 1 and 6 grams without adverse events. The safety margin is wide. Clinical research and toxicological analyses indicate tolerance up to 4 grams daily. When you exceed 2 grams, it's best to split your intake, for example, 1 gram in the morning and 1 at night to minimize the possibility of mild digestive discomfort. When faced with a supplement label, first check the purity, look for the mention OptiMSM registered trademark or a purity percentage of 99.9%. Powder and capsule forms have the same bioavailability, but it's best to avoid tablets loaded with unnecessary binders. See if the product adds synergistic ingredients, vitamin C, hydrolyzed collagen, or zinc boost results, while megadoses of vitamin A or copper can become toxic over time. Third-party seals NSF, USP, Informed Choice, among others certify that the batch has been audited for heavy metals and microorganisms, and the manufacturing date reveals warehouse turnover. The more recent, the better. The market, however, is full of traps. Be wary of promises of results in 7 days illustrated with photographs of different contrasts or makeup. The same trial we reviewed took 4 weeks to show changes in hydration measured with a corneometer and up to 12 weeks to reduce wrinkles with digital tools. If a seller claims an ambiguous term like detox without citing publications or a DOI, demand the reference or an actual PDF like the one we analyzed. Many complexes advertise MSM but include less than 200 mg per dose, 5 times less than the minimum effective amount proven for skin. Also check certification logos, click the link and confirm that the batch exists in the entity's database, otherwise, you could be looking at a fake seal. And finally, consider the price. Luxurious packaging or a celebrity face make the milligram more expensive. Always compare the cost per gram and look for reasonable prices. There are specific situations that warrant adjustments. For sensitive skin or rosacea, where inflammation exceeds the average, start with 500 mg daily and gradually increase. MSM has been shown in laboratory models to reduce the inflammatory mediators IL-1 beta and TNF-alpha, but each epidermis reacts differently. In adult acne, a condition where NF-kappa B plays a key role, combining 1 gram of MSM with 15 mg of zinc and omega-3 fatty acids can attenuate hormonal outbreaks, although it will never replace a dermatologist. During menopause, the drop in estrogen accelerates collagen loss. The study offers good news, as women up to 59 years old showed improvements in firmness with 1 gram daily. However, this stage appreciates a triple boost: MSM, hydrolyzed collagen, around 2 grams, and resistance exercise at least 3 times a week. From a long-term perspective, the risk-benefit balance continues to tip in favor of MSM. Its documented benefits include objective improvements in wrinkles, texture, elasticity, and hydration when the dose reaches at least 1 gram daily, clinical safety up to 4 grams, simultaneous antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects supported by in vitro and human trials, and ease of use as a tasteless powder that can be mixed into juices or capsules with minimal excipient load. On the other hand, gaps persist. Most studies last less than 6 months, so we don't know how long the benefits persist or if tolerance develops. Industry funding can skew results, and independent replication is urgently needed. Many commercial formulas employ subtherapeutic doses, and, although no serious interactions have been reported, very high doses could potentiate the action of anticoagulants, so patients taking warfarin should consult their physician. The future is full of possibilities. Combined trials combining MSM, collagen, ceramides, and oral photoprotection for a 360-degree approach. Multi-center research funded by public agencies to provide greater credibility, full label transparency to educate consumers, and, in the long term, genetic testing to help predict who will respond best to the supplement. After all this analysis, the 30-second plan to begin your MSM journey is condensed into a single paragraph. Take your first photos today and journal about how your skin feels. Choose a certified pure supplement and define a dosage: 1 gram for prevention, 3 grams for a quick change. Incorporate foods rich in sulfur compounds such as garlic, onion, broccoli, and eggs into your diet. Protect your skin with sunscreen daily. Sleep at least 7 hours. Avoid smoking and moderate alcohol. Repeat the photos at the 4th and 12th week and compare without filters. If the change is modest, review your consistency or consider temporarily switching to the boost phase. With that, we close our podcast. Science gives you the roadmap, you hold the wheel. If you decide to start today, share your progress and help create a community based on real data, not empty promises. Remember that your skin is a reflection of your inner well-being and that every cup of water, every minute of sleep, and every MSM capsule are small investments that write the story of your complexion. Thank you for listening to Beauty That Sprouts From Within. May your next expression line be, above all, a line of happiness.